Mic check, mic check. I think it's his microphone. Let me disconnect it. Let's see here. Mic check, mic check. See if this thing is working at all. Mic check. Alrighty. I'm gonna put this up. So that microphone is toast, I'm guessing. Just put that out the way. We will set everything back up. We will be good to go. Alrighty. I apologize. We will pause this. Alright. What's going on, everybody? We're about to get going here shortly. Okay. And I have the YouTube up on my phone, so if anyone has anything they want to throw in the comments, a chart, anything, questions, whatever, I'll be looking at that periodically. I got my Chick-fil-A, so prices can definitely, but you want to couple that with volume. So I would say if you're a price action trader and you don't use volume, you're kind of missing out. Alrighty, sorry about that. Okay, so volume. We're going to be looking at how to read price and volume. Now, a lot of people are just price action traders. They're just kind of missing out on half of the equation. And then we're also going to talk about the volume profile as well. So First things first, the volume to the downside right here on the x-axis is your volume by time. And so, of course, each candle, we know what that is. And then each volume candle pretty much represents that time period. So on the daily, you're getting daily volume. 1 hour, you're getting 1 hour volume, right? And you got to know how to be able to compare it to the previous volume. And that's all you're doing, is you're comparing the current volume to the volume in the past. And you can go way far in the past if you want to, but what I have learned is really just comparing relative volume. I don't want to go too crazy far back here. Like right here, of course, this volume is way more than anything we've seen. That's because it might have been a blow off top, right? But what you want to see, the main rule of thumb is, let's change this to dark color. If you have a bullish candle, right, and we all know what a bullish candle is. I'm not going to go through the patterns today. Bullish candle, you want high volume to confirm. Okay. If you have a bearish candle, you also want high volume. Okay, so here is an example right here. You get this big bearish candle. It was higher than, the volume was higher than what we saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. Okay, this big bearish engulfing right here. So, bet Blake, I can't even hear my own music. So that's crazy. Let me, turn it off. Hopefully it should be off now. But I've been having audio issues like crazy. I think my mic broke on me. So yeah, appreciate you, Blake. But yeah, you can see the bearish candle right here. And yes, like I said, it's not the biggest volume that we see, but it's bigger than we've seen the past 9 days. And so it resulted in a pretty good move down, right? You want to couple the price action with the volume. Here would be another example. Let's go just, recently we're getting a pretty good example of a possible fake out. So here's what you want to look at on a fake out. When, price will break these lows, and it broke with a nice bearish candle with high volume. Usually that means continuation to the downside. But the next candle instantly reverses back into this bearish candle with higher volume. So this automatically should tell everyone, let's not short the dollar anymore, because the demand just came in just as strong. Appreciate you, Blake. And so, here's a good example for what a fake out would look like. Let's go look at like what a good bullish confirmation would look like. And I don't really want to nitpick. I'm just going to slide through. And then I'm going to drop this line here, and let's go look and see what happened on this day somewhere. Okay. So, because I really hate nitpicking. And this is, I really dropped it on a good example. We have kind of the market making low lows, and you do have some divergence here. You'll also see divergence in the volume a lot of the times. But we're not going to talk about volume divergence right now. What we're seeing here is a big volume candle, and just basically as price is moving up, we have increasing volume, and that's what you really want to see. Okay, and then if you get a candle that doesn't move much, this is a tip. So if we get high volume, little movement on the candle, so it doesn't matter, there's a bunch of indecision type candles, but when you get something like this coupled with a kind of a fake out type situation, get ready for a move. And of course you never know which way it's really going to move, but this type of volume and price action gives you a very good idea that, hey, something's about to happen. And really, that's what you want to look for. You want to be trading in high volume times and areas. You don't want to be sitting around waiting for nothing. And that's in my opinion. Here's another example of this type of candle with just extreme volume that you haven't seen, and then it couples it with another candle. So this is a really good example of when you're about to see a big bullish move, because everyone wants to find like the big move, right? Well, here's what it really looks like. When you get this increase in volume, I mean 1, 2, 3, 4 days of increasing volume as price moves up. It really doesn't happen a lot, to be honest, but when it does, those are the opportunities where you can really take advantage of pullbacks on low volume. So you get a low volume pullback, and then the next candle's boom, 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 and then another volume spike. So then we get another low volume pullback, and I would say the volume was a little higher here, right? So you might want to be cautious. And then check this out. When the market makes another move to the upside here, the volume didn't really come with it, and that ultimately rolled this market over. So, today I really am just kind of going over some volume examples. I want everyone to kind of get a little bit more familiar with how volume signatures in a bullish market looks, how volume signature in a bearish market looks. I should probably take these off for now. And volume signature sideways markets, these type of moves right here. And like I said, they don't happen every single day. Just because there's a kind of higher volume than normal, it doesn't always mean something. It has to kind of be in the correct area. Let's just do another example, because examples are really good. Let's just go back, and stop. We'll throw a line here, and we'll see what happens around this time. Okay, so it looks like the market was kind of going sideways over here at this point. Really, a little bit of an uptrend, definitely, but then you kind of got this rising wedge pattern. So it was kind of going sideways. Let's see if the market was giving any type of volume signatures. And really, in this area, in the sideways kind of spot, there was just no volume. But then once it started to break out of the middle, and you can see I just kind of drew the middle of the channel here with this dotted line. Once it starts to break out of this middle of the channel with this bullish candle here, so it's kind of like the volume signature starts to pick up a little bit. Hadn't been this high in a couple of days, right? Or shoot, a month maybe. And we get the bullish move. Okay, so I would like to preference that volume isn't necessarily an entry trigger. Unlike maybe like the MACD signal cross, or like your RSI oversold, crossing down, whatever. Volume is more or less of an art, okay? And every volume all the volume is gonna be a hair different on every broker, okay? So it's relative to that broker. And what I have noticed backtesting all different types of brokers, right? Because trading these brokers are everywhere. It's all relative to that broker, right? So like, if you were to look at different volumes from the dollar right now, they're going to look different, but they're going to be relative to that broker. And that will make sense once you dive more into volume. But it's just important when in very basic terms, this is volume. Like literally how you can use it next week. If the market is going down, and then of course it's going to consolidate a little bit, and then it's going to push down again, what you want to see in the volume profile, and I'm actually going to use this right here. Okay, if you get a market, maybe it's kind of diverging right? Kind of coming up, diverging a little bit, gives you this pattern, and then all of a sudden you get a move, it starts to come down, and then it really comes down, right? And the market comes down pretty hard, okay? You had the divergent pattern, you were waiting for it to drop, now you're just wondering, is it going to continue to drop, right? Well, if the volume on the drop looks like this, most likely, if there's a pullback on the next couple candles, and then there's a breakdown with good volume again, you should get an extension to the downside. How far will it go? That is not for volume to really tell you. You got to look for some other key levels. We can look at volume to the right, which we'll go into next. But yeah, this is kind of just confirming how things should go. And this right here is a really good example. Let's see what it did in the chart. Okay, and look at that. It almost did exactly that on the chart. And I'm just randomly picking out things. So it really kind of almost did that right here. You can see how the volume where the market was coming up, it kind of broke out, and to confirm it, we had extreme volume increase. So once it stalled a little bit, we pretty much could guess on the next candle that broke here, right? Higher volume, yes, we should extend down. There's a whole bunch of ways to play volume, but that's one of the most basic. And it's the exact opposite to the upside, right? You want to see volume increasing, and you can kind of see it here, how we had an instant reverse right here. And though the market didn't necessarily give higher volume, when you get a candle that reverses like that and it gives you higher volume than the whole previous downside did besides the last candle, that last candle volume is usually where the insiders are actually buying. Okay, they actually bought right here. Instead of it looks like a bearish move, they actually bought here, and then woo, 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 boom. And as you can see, they obviously bought here. Someone did. So they were probably buying here and here as it was going down. But either way, you can see then the market just had 3 candles of bullishness. Boom, boom, boom. Pause. Extended. Now, we could go over tons of examples on the volume to by price or volume by time. But I want to show some volume by price, because this is really where a lot of people not struggle, or they just never learn. They never learned this concept over here, which to me has ultimately changed my trading game more than anything. Okay, so you want to come up to indicators. You do have to have a paid version, but I'm going to show you some ways to get around that. Volume profile, and you want to go to either the visible range or the periodic sessions, or fixed range, any of these, right? I'm going to be showing all of them, really. So what this one is it's your visible range, and it's going to give you the volume of everything on the screen, right? And what is cool about it is it shows the dark part shows about where 70% of the volume is, and the lighter shaded part is where 30% of the volume is. And you can go in here and change that value area volume. I have it at 70, which makes everything else 30. So I could change this to, like, I want to see where only 90% of the volume is, and it's going to give me all, or not only 90%, but 90% of the volume right here now. So let's drop it to, like, let's get it to the opposite. So I only want 30%. Where's the, okay, so right here is where the majority of the volume is on this screen, right? So you can kind of mess with that if you want to. I keep it at this 70 piece right there. The whole reason I got Trading View Premium. Yeah, bro, for real. And me too, to be honest. Me too. I gotta have the profile. So let's go into real time on this guy and just see what we're looking at, because it'll be easy to explain with this. So volume by price is basically the volume flipped on this axis. Okay, so just picture taking this whole thing here and turning it this way. That's basically what we have, but this is giving us a good where the most volume was by the price, not the time. Okay, so some people, what they'll do is they'll line these up, and if it lines up with an area like you can see to the left here, there was a ton of volume that came in right there. Okay, so they'll highlight this area, and then they'll go and they'll see if that lines up kind of with an area of volume, and that's kind of like a way of playing the volume profile. How I play the volume profile, and you know how I was taught, at least, is the areas that have, you know, greater volume, and these are called volume nodes. The greater the volume node, the greater the magnet. Okay, so and then the less shaded areas are just, there's less volume there. Now, one or two things happen in these areas, and we'll come into the 4 hour to really look at this. So one or two things happen in these areas. Either the market, let's actually I have a great example on GBP, because it literally just happened. So it will either respect these areas or it will break straight through these areas. And here's the example that I have for us. Right here, price had, you can see a lot of volume up here, and clearly I mean, I'm not making it up, it's just there wasn't a lot of volume here. And so what happened was price slipped straight through, found the next area of support, kind of where there's a little bit of volume here. It came back to try to retest it, but you see how fast it moved? It was just not interested in this price at all right there. So it moved fast once, twice, 3 times, and dipped out to find the next area of volume, which will be somewhere down here. Now, when you're using this volume profile, what's important, super duper important, and you can see now really clearly how there's not a lot of volume here, there really wasn't that much volume here, and why it slid straight through. And if it breaks this level, I could imagine it going all the way down into here. Okay, so these are just really good levels to use for your, or areas to use for your levels. But what I was going to say is, when you're using the volume profile, you want to make sure that there is plenty of price to the left to compare it to. Just like I was saying with your volume down here, you want to be able to compare it to price to the left. You need price to the left when you are using this volume profile. What I mean by that is, let's just take this right here for an example. Okay, oh, it's saying that all the volume is up here, right? And there's none right here. So that means price is just gonna go straight there? No. What you're missing is that there is nothing to the left on the screen for volume, the volume profile to compare to, right? So it's only picking up this volume right here. Of course there's more volume up there than there is right here. So what you have to do is you have to put in a little bit more volume and a little bit more price into the screen, so this can give you a true reading. Now it's showing you that, okay, there's probably going to be some resistance here, maybe even some here, but then if it breaks that, then it's going to come all the way up here, right? And then obviously, like I said before, this area, if it breaks here, we should smoothly come down. So one or two things happens in the area of low volume. One, it breaks straight through, and I mean fast, to fast rejection. Okay, so price either really will say no thank you, or it will just say nah. Either way, it's moving fast through those levels, right? Like just straight fast. So you know, that's pretty much how I play those things. I want to start looking through the market and seeing how some of these levels held or didn't hold. So we're gonna go just to the dollar. We're gonna go back to, I'm just gonna go on to the daily, because it doesn't truly matter what time frame you do this on. And let's go back. Alright. We went to the 80s. Is it going to give me the volume profile on that? Nope. Whenever it starts to give me that profile, that's when we're going to start. See, let's talk about it. Well, I need some better volume. So let's go into this. Exit that out. Yes. Let's see. Where's the volume start? 08. Wasn't this a sketchy time? Yeah, let's go right here. Because I think we're coming into a time like this, possibly. Let's replay in this time of life. All right. Okay, so let's look at the volume profile and mark some levels off. Clear levels. Okay, we got this one. And really, we need to put some more. So you see how there's not a lot right here? It's because there's not anything to the left to compare it to. So I'm just going to add more. So if there's anything to the left below us, okay, there's really not. So we're just going to have to leave these two levels. So if the market breaks above here, breaks above, should 200. Okay, right there, boom. And the market should come into this 100 place. And then if we break below here, breaks below, market should test lows. Right? And if not, it's going to fake it, and we'll know, oh, okay, that's what's going on. So now we can zoom in and see how these levels are going to change. Not much. That's good. Okay, so let's put some... Alright, now we're getting down into the lower time frames, really, and we're seeing how if it breaks right here, it could really just slide straight up. So let's see how this thing moves. And we're going to talk about the volume down here. So let's bring in some. So we do have a little bit of bullish divergence. So if we start to see the market break up, you see it's in a little bit of a range here. No volume though. So let's see if we can get a little bit. I'm going to play it candle by candle. Big volume candle coming in to the downside. So this is most likely going to start sweeping, at least trying to sweep these lows. The only thing that we're going to look for bullish candles to break this thing out is a big bullish volume candle. And there you go. Perfect move right there. So the volume stepped in right here, boom, gap down. Big move down, So if it breaks below this low, and I mean, really, we should play this low right here, but this is what the volume was. If it breaks below that, it's coming to test these areas. And technically, you can see that little spot right there. So let's see what happens. Okay, we put in a lot more volume on this candle than this candle, so that's interesting. Let's see if this reverses. Another big volume, not big candle, so that's not telling me much. So a big candle like that should have came with more volume. It might be fake. Okay, nothing there. But regardless, look, when you see price action like this that just instantly reverses, that's usually a fake out, and it stopped right before that volume low. So I would like to see this actually break and start to move to the upside. And we can mark this little level off too right here. So there's just this little micro level in between. Okay. Let's move here. Okay, big volume stepped in with not a lot of movement. Like I said, something's about to happen. And then the next candle, boom, we get a move. So that would have been like a breakout scenario right there. This might have been like this was NFP. So this was like an NFP day as it broke out these highs. Candle before was kind of saying, hey, volume, I bet a lot of people were shorting it, and then just bust straight through. So let's see. I mean, I don't love this candle or this volume. It looks like it could be rejecting this level. It's interesting how it just stopped right there. So let's go see what we got on the next couple candles. Okay, is it going to break through? Okay, it's not going straight through it yet, but it looks like it will. Okay, we're getting a lot of volume coming in with a little candle. See how the volume just died as it came into this level? There was no volume. That's crazy. So I thought it would kind of go, but it just came back into here. And at this point, we're getting a lot of volume. Remember, here's a little candle, little movement, a lot of volume. Let's see if this takes out these highs or if it rolls down. At this point, there's not really a good area, I would say. Spot right here. There it goes. So the bullish volume gave the move away. You just gotta wait for the volume. Here something should be coming up soon. That's I would put maybe buy stops above here. Of volume, like a lot of volume, little candle. If it breaks this low, let's see, where should it go? It should come down into here, but I mean, technically we could go down to the lower structures, but I don't want to do that. I just want to stay on the daily. And next candle, here we go. Alright, so it's kind of like when you see these levels come up, you kind of have to anticipate them breaking. You're not anticipating, you're seeing the volume increase into the level. So you kind of already know. And then these type of situations, I mean, it's hard to get entries on them, but your directional bias is kind of what you're practicing. So I'm going to see this come down into here, but I do understand that there was like some manipulation that went on right at this candle. So if we move from this, because this didn't give a good a volume break, it broke through, but it didn't give big volume. So this could be starting to turn around soon. get a volume spike onto the upside on a bull candle, we're probably going to turn around right here. Nah, not yet. And that's probably enough to erase that, but not yet. Okay, well, the next candle probably do something like this above this high, and if it breaks that, it's most likely coming into this level right here. Again. So if it breaks this candle's high, I would expect it to come right here. It's almost like magic. Okay, let's go a couple more candles. You know, this range is getting played now pretty well, so the market will probably stop right here and then bust straight through it if the volume picks up. No volume. And to me, this isn't telling me much with this type of volume, so we're gonna wait. Now we have a different story. So same thing, if it breaks this high, it should come up into this level right here. Because especially we just kind of like tested this low. And it didn't do much volume, but then we have volume coming in right here. It's like battling it out. And the bulls look like they kind of won. I will say that the volume is declining a little bit, so we'll see what happens. Nothing, so I would have gotten anything right there. Not a lot of volume, so we'll just hold off. A little bit more volume than we've seen on all these candles. It's interesting. Let's see what this thing does. And now the goal isn't really to call every single day perfectly. You want to wait for your days, right? And to me, you know, when the market starts going sideways, that's just not my days. I'm going to be waiting for some type of a break now somewhere. So a lot of volume just picked up, more volume seen in a couple days, and we just spiked this high. If it breaks yesterday's low, it's most likely coming down into this area, but it did stop here perfectly where this manipulation candle happened. It stopped right on that and started to go up. So we'll see. I'm leaning towards this coming and testing this area again. Let me get some more volume or price over here. Well, if it breaks here, we're coming down into here. It's right there. Okay. There it is. So really that volume is telling you when the market is gonna move. Just wait for that volume and good price action. So we should see this come down here. It might stop there because that's not a very great volume candle. Excuse me. That's not a very great volume candle, but probably test this. Expect this to just like rocket ship, and if it does, then whatever. Not a lot of volume with that either. Pullback is even greater than all that. So nothing here. Okay, now we get some volume spike. To me, it looks like these lows kind of held. If it breaks above here, it should come into this level right here. I would not look to the downside. downside. So gaps to the downside. We're looking for kind of buy stop situations, sell stop situations, or just really just looking for the market to do what we want to. No volume with that, so this is probably going to be a fake move down. There's volume with that though, so if the lows do break, we will come lower and try to mess with that. That's the most volume we've seen in this whole little range right here, and it did break the lows, so that usually gives you a good opportunity down. Let's see what the next candle looks like. Yeah, okay, so it did broke that low. Okay, so with the market profile, it's saying that there's not a lot of volume right here below this level. So one or two things are about to happen. It's either about to sweep this and continue straight down, probably straight to here, or it's about to reverse quick and come right back into this level, which I'm gonna now kind of move this down into here. Okay, so let's see what happens. My guess, probably gonna come down. So that candle immediately reverses this candle back. So what that's telling me is that this area was not interested, and we should be moving back up. Even though the volume isn't telling me that, that's what the price is telling me. So I would wait, but most likely we'll probably see this thing make another move to the upside, probably filling this gap. I'm gonna wait on the price action. Volume with a weird candle, so if it breaks this high, it should break with some type of big candle. Break, so it ended up going underneath this level. Let's see if it does come chase these lows down here. And there it goes. The volume profile level hit again. Once it breaks, tanks. Alright, so let's get another level in right here, try to find something which we can argue maybe this level right here. Just trying to find something let's get it right there. And that's not very much. So if the market does break this level, it's probably coming down here fast. Okay, starting to reject there, but that isn't enough for me. I think it's going to make one more candle down. Not enough volume. There it goes, still moving down. Should still keep going, but the volume is drying up, but there's nothing telling me it's going to reverse. After you get a big move like this, you should wait a little bit. Unless you are like a reversal king, you should wait a little bit at least, I would think. You know, I mean, look at after this move, it was a little bit before it dropped. You know, even this move, there was a little bit. Every time there's a big move, there is usually a little bit before it moves again, guys. It doesn't, the market very, very rarely parabolically moves. So if this is going to move up from this level, which it's not really showing that it is just going to reverse yet, then it needs to give some type of indication that it wants to move reverse. See if it comes into that level. Yeah, okay, so it taps this level, no volume yet. Is it going to sink straight through it? Okay, we get a little bullish candle, no volume with it really. But that's a good sign. If the next candle has volume that is more than this, then that is a very good bullish sign. Alright, here's the candle that we're looking for. So, it tested these lows, and it came right back up like this. So I'm thinking if it breaks these highs, it's going into probably back into this level. Okay, it kind of faked it. Let's see if it continues the next day. No. Alright, so now it's rejected. So we're getting a bunch of rejection here. The next kind of bullish candle, bullish price action candle, I think is going to break through these highs. I mean, right, this could be it, but the volume is there with it. It could just break without it, but I think, yeah, this candle, like I said, would have been kind of the entry. It would have been in some drawdown, but this would kind of been what I was thinking the entry. And then the next candle should pop. It should break these highs. Oof. Okay, so this is probably coming back down because there's no demand. That's what that's what you really need to look for whenever you're kind of playing a breakout. If the market breaks your level that you're looking for and it doesn't give you demand, that is kind of not a good sign. If it doesn't give supply, that's kind of a good sign too, or that's kind of a good sign, but because it's more of like indecision right here. There's not a lot of volume. There's not a lot of interest. So it's not like the bears have won, even though they look like it. There's no winner yet. There's still like nobody's playing kind of. So it's easy to push the market in a certain direction. But once they really figure out who's winning right here, the volume will pick up and really give us a direction. So I'm thinking if we get a bullish candle with volume, we're breaking these highs and coming into here. If we get a bearish candle with volume, we're probably breaking these lows. Nothing. Some volume. Nothing. Alright, so now we finally got a kick in volume. We haven't seen this much volume in a couple of days, right? So now if we break these highs, or if any candle kind of comes up here, it should tap into that and go. So the biggest volume we have seen in like a month. So I would expect something to happen here either way. These are the candles you could almost buy, sell, stop, but I would be looking for it to come up. There we go. Now we should get a really nice move to the upside based off of this. Based off of this right here, this looks really good. So look for this to just make a big pop. Okay, it's coiled up right here. There's going to be a lot of people selling it as well because it's in a downtrend. So that's good for the bulls because you got to have someone to sell it to if you're buying. And that's like a good tip for anyone. If you're looking at a level and you're looking for it to like explode to another level, these levels that have been tapped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 now times are the best levels because that's where most people will short at. And you have to find levels of liquidity for fast moves, straight up. And these are also often levels where you get quickly stopped out at as well. But I'm the type of trader who likes to get quickly stopped or quickly profit. And there you go. Big candle. The volume. Now you get an indecision candle with higher volume than everything. And it's like right at that level. This kind of could tell you that this could roll down, but I would just maybe tighten a stop or take profit off if you were in it and just see what happens, because it could also break this high and move fast as well because it's just indecision. Ooh, so this is telling me that the bulls are still in control right here. Still in control. There they go. Now they're losing a little bit of steam. They're kind of testing to see if anyone wants to ride with them or not. But there is no volume in between right here. So the market should very easily slide right back into this area. Even though this right here, the volume did pick up, but now it's moving up still and we haven't gotten a rise in volume. That's a sign for a pullback. But the volume profile is suggesting it might slide. Here's the pullback. Perfect. Alright, so you see the pullback is extra light on the volume. I mean super, well, the first, this candle wasn't, but that didn't do nothing. So the pullback is super light. We'll be looking for the next kind of kick in volume for this to start to break this high. Should start to break that high. That's not like the best kick in volume, but good pattern right here. I wouldn't think it's gonna kick the high just yet. Probably one more test and then kick this high because it is stalling in this level. So it might come back and test this one. We do have a little bit of volume stuck right here. We want to kind of give it a little bit more. See how this looks right here. Yeah, there's nothing until it comes back down into these lines. So I believe this. It might come test this blue or red line before making another move to the upside, but the volume is suggesting we should move up. Low volume still on the pullback. And there it goes. Alright, so we should see this extend up into here pretty swiftly. Yeah, I mean, 2 candles, 2 high volume bars like that, this is good confirmation. Another low volume pullback. Big candle, but not big volume, so it shouldn't be too scary. I thought this was going to extend pretty quickly. You can see it's rejecting this level still. So we kind of got to wait, but once it does break here, the buy stop will be very nice. Okay, volume picking up a little bit right here. Let's see how this level reacts. Low volume sitting right here at this level. We'd be looking for something like this probably. So we get another kick in volume right here. I think we're about to see this push a little bit. Not as much volume as we have been seeing, so that's a little interesting. It's like the demand is drying up a little bit, but still, nonetheless, that's a bullish signal. Okay, kind of bullish signal failed on us. It did tap into the kind of fib level or volume level down here. As it failed up here, failed twice, kind of double top, failed, came back down in here. Let's see if this still holds. Instantly reverses. Bullish candle coming out of this. We should see this pick up into this level if it breaks this high. There you go. Broke that high and then boom, into this level. Now is the same thing like I said though. We should see this buy stop happen. We get the volume increase here. It should come straight into this level. After this type of move too, so I would definitely expect this to come up. Bigger volume on everything. Let's see here. So at this point, you need to assess these bears coming in. I would still think if this high breaks, it'll go straight into this level, but at this point, I would like to see maybe it come back down. Nothing telling me that it's going to continue, so we got to watch for this reversal. Nope. And there's nothing giving it to me yet on the volume, so it just kind of died off. it's probably coming back down as it didn't want to break this level. And yep, okay, we're back into this area. I want to see it hold. Okay, we got big volume starting to break. I want to see it hold. If it breaks, I mean, there's not really a volume level for it, so I would just probably have it coming down into here, I guess. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, volume starting to pick up, holding this level. We should make it into this 86.2 level. Volume picking up again with no freaking movement. So something's gonna happen soon. Not a lot of volume. These weird bullish candles are like starting to try to get some. There we go. Okay. So this is good volume to play off of. And you can notice that the volume doesn't come in a whole lot. You know, good volume really comes in once a month, or twice a month maybe. But we should see this start to break through here, go to the upside. So breaking these highs, market should move up. There we go. One more push. So we get this volume breakout. Now we get a low volume pullback. The next candle should give us another rally. Or not next candle, but the next volume break should give us another rally. Go back. It's not crazy volume. And now we should get the move up. Or I don't mean to say now, but this is confirming that the bulls should take another leg up. And no, so not every time. Well, dang. This market's starting to move a little sideways, but that's okay. Once it breaks here, we should be good. It goes, and right here obviously you gotta watch out that if it starts to break again, we're off to the races. Like off to the races. I do not expect this to stop just because it's hitting, you know, this level. It's probably going to just move smooth straight into there. And it is rejecting a little. Okay, we got a big candle that comes right back down. So it did technically stop right there. We got a big candle coming right back down into it with volume. So let's get a bit of this volume profile in. You can see the market just started going sideways like crazy. It's kind of like what it's doing right now. But we got a little bit of volume profile right here. If it holds this level, I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. Holds this level, it could definitely make this move up and breaks below. Market should test lows. It already did that. Let's put a better volume low. Let's get some better volume. Okay, right here. Here and here. I mean, that's basically it. So let's see if it wants to make this move up or if it wants to come back below. Ooh, I went to the floor. Perfect. Okay, here we go. And it's holding. So we're probably going to see this move up. Nope, came right back down with high volume. See how the volume increased here. Broke this low, high volume. And it held under this level. So now this should come and test down in here. If the structures are going to hold though, we could see it hold right there. Let's see if the volume's going to pick up. No, it's probably a fake move. Yeah. Okay, it's testing this level. Not a bullish candle. not a bullish volume. No bullish volume until that's bearish volume. Is it gonna break these lows? So it looks like it's coming down to test these lows. Just put this level here. Watch for it to just fake here. So when the market starts to go sideways, this is what happens a lot, is it will come test these highs barely, and it'll come test lows barely. So I'm interested to see if it's going to stop here, here, or here. Let's see. Or if it's going to break through. Okay, just huge volume coming in down like this, but then this big candle with a little bit of volume telling me we might stop right here. Okay, a little interesting candle pattern right there. If not, we're coming all the way down into this. If we get a big break of these lows, I would expect more. Alright, so the thing about this candle is there's more volume with this candle as there is with this big candle. So this is kind of a fake move in my opinion. Even though it did break with more volume, it's a fake break because of the size of the candle. Big candles need big volume. Okay, so it looks like I was wrong. This might be coming down, but again, bigger candles, smaller volume. Big candles need big volume. It ended up coming down a little bit more. It most likely will come to the 81.25. Oh, nope. Looks like the reversal's happening now. Big candle, big volume, more than we've seen in a while now. So this should start to move to the upside. There's not a lot of volume right here, remember. So this could move swift in a couple days. Big volume, small candle, something's about to happen. I would go ahead and do this, like in real life, and see if, anything above this high would bring the market back into this level. And then I would adjust this kind of like this. Down, so rejected this level. So this trade's probably not going to work out. Oh, not a lot of volume. We got to see what's going on here. Like we know, there's not a lot of volume in this in between here, so it's either going to move fast or come right back down. And there's no volume. This is interesting. Oh, it's Christmas. Ta. All right. Forget this, it's Christmas. But let's see. Came back in and it hit the TP. Alright, so it swiftly moves through there. Of course. And now we're back up into this. So now we're battling between this range. This is where it was getting choppy. But to me, this looks like a big old fake out test of these lows. Volume coming in, not much. See how the volume is a little bit of bearish volume right there. Okay, so let's look at this. If the market breaks below this structure now, we should come back into here. If it breaks above here, we should fly into this level. Not enough volume for me to do anything. It's going to break either way. Wow. Nothing yet. Now it's back in the middle. Oh, there's the break to the downside. Like I said. It didn't come down. Oh, there it was. Man, I'm calling these levels crazy. That's going to be it today. good lessons on the volume profile, guys. I want y'all to watch this. Watch how I read the volume price. If you learned something, please give this a like and a follow. Y'all have a good one. Take care.